104.3 FM, WQAM. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Paul and Pembroke Pines.
All right, Paul, what's up?
I'm 64 years old. I'm tired of waiting, but this team ain't going anywhere, and I'd rather sit Tua on the bench, put yours in, because this defense ain't stopping anybody. And at most, we're going to win 3 games. And I'd rather see the kid and see what he's got or not got, so we know what we're drafting come next April. I'm not negative usually. I've been a Tua supporter, but I'm done. I'm done with him. Yeah, he had a decent night tonight, but I'm just really done with him. He ain't going to take us anywhere.
So, Paul, you feel as though the overall body of work, not just from Tua, but from the defense and from the coaching, just isn't enough to continue on this path.
Correct. It's we're not going anywhere with this team, and I just don't. Yes, I go to the games. Yes, I have good seats, but I'm just done with this. This is not cool at all.
So, Paul, how much of a nightmare would it be for you that if this team at the 8-game point of the season is 4-4 by winning games against Carolina and the Jets and teams like that, the Browns?
I'd rather they weren't 4-4.
Okay.
I'd rather this was the win and we were at the top and be able to draft some players that can actually play. I mean, this is just ugly. I mean, the week after week watching the defense do nothing. I mean, the Bills was a mirage, but they did what they wanted to do when they wanted to do. The same tonight, the Jets offense really moved the ball. If they don't turn the ball over, I mean, we lost that game. We won that game because the whole thing flipped on the one fumble at the goal line. But other than that, they just walked out all over us the whole game.
Paul, a lot of people are saying they're hearing your frustration, and they're saying a win against the Jets, the lowly Jets, a team that hasn't forced a turnover all year, that shot themselves in the foot all night, and you're only winning by 6 points. What are we doing here? And I hear you. But we get the win tonight, and we're going to celebrate our wins right now. 305-567-0560. Back to the phone lines. 104.3 FM, WQAM. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, hello. Hey, my name is Evan from West Palm Beach.
All right, Ev, what's going on?
Hey, nothing much, man. I'm following suit from the last guy I called, to be honest, to be real honest with you. But I mean, the lowly Jets to begin with. But you got to think here, the Jets had 3 fumbles and then 100+ yards and penalties, and they lost by 5. I mean, and then now you lost Tyreek Hill. I mean, the Jets are just looking terrible. I mean, the Dolphins are just looking terrible. And then you got to play the Chargers next home game, and the Ravens the next home game after that. I mean, it's like, it's just, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm saying the Ravens have the exact same record as the Dolphins right now.
Yeah, but the Ravens played what? The Chiefs?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they won the Browns, but the Browns defense is pretty good. So that's not an easy one for the Dolphins.
Evan, I'm telling you, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but this is also a Jets team that the week before almost went into Tampa Bay and at the last second lost to Tampa Bay. Of course, they were down for most of the game too, but
no, they were down 2 possessions in.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I understand, Evan. No, I understand. That's the thing for all these people. They're saying like, look, we got it. We're right where we want to be. You're like,
well, the worst thing about this is that, okay, so they won the game, but at what cost? I mean,
right.
Tyreek Hill's the whole offense. You saw the whole first half was just nothing but Tyreek Hill. And in games in the previous, it was nothing but Tyreek Hill in seasons past.
And Tyreek Hill is so clutch on third down.
And he's just huge. He's just such a huge player. And now you're going to ask Jalen Waddle to step up, who hasn't proven anything, who, by the way, makes $20 million a year.
That's the argument.
You know what I'm saying?
The argument is this, Evan.
I wish for a better sake it was a better game in the sense of there wasn't all the fumbles, there wasn't all the penalties, and it just was a more clean of a win for the Dolphins.
Right.
But it just wasn't.
I understand, Evan. Yeah, there's context in winning and context in losing. And the context in winning tonight was that you beat a bad team that shot themselves in the foot a lot.
Yeah.
I understand. Evan, you're out in West Palm. I was actually at West Palm yesterday. I went to a place called Rocco's Tacos and Tequila. Have you ever been there?
Ooh. Great spot. Clematis, listen.
That's it.
Yes,
The,
great spot.
the vibe was crazy, man. And I was definitely not.
I'm sure.
I was drinking beer, not
much,
tequila,
much
though.
better vibes down there tonight than it is at this Dolphins team. Put it that way.
Thank you so much, Evan. We appreciate that. Back to the phone lines 305-567-0560, 1043 FM WQAM. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Anthony from Fort Lauderdale.
Anthony, break it down. What's up?
How you guys doing? First of all, I don't want to take anything away from the win tonight because I was at the game and I thought they looked pretty good. I haven't been the biggest Tua fan majority of this year, majority of the last few years, even when he's been healthy. I know that he's led the league in passing and he shows flashes, but besides beating the Bills at home one time, I think it was 2 years ago, and obviously the game against Denver, I haven't, I'd like to hear your opinion as well, but I haven't seen him win the big game. I don't trust him in big situations, but I thought he looked damn good tonight. And you can't take that away from anybody, primetime game, divisional opponent. But I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on, kind of what do we do going forward? So we won a game, we looked good, but I don't think this team could go anywhere. And if you do rack up a few wins throughout the year, does that save everybody their jobs and then we kind of delay the inevitable? Because I don't think this team could go anywhere. And the reason I don't think Tua is an elite quarterback is take any elite quarterback, no matter who you think they are. We don't need to argue about that, whether it's Mahomes, Josh Allen, and some of the guys that aren't as obvious. Give him a healthy Tyreek, give him Waddle, give him A-Chan, give him a decent line, and I think we have a lot more success. I was just curious, what do you guys think the problem is, and where does the team go from here? Minus a great day today.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. And you're actually the first person that said this tonight without actually saying it. Like, well, it was old predictable Tua. Any team that has a winning record or in the cold weather, he loses. And any team that he's supposed to beat up on, the little brother, he beats up on him. And that's exactly what he did tonight. He played an inferior Jets team, let's be honest. And he won. And then next time he's going to go and play a superior team and he's going to lose. I get that. This is what I'm going with this year. And I've told people this. I'm going to celebrate our wins, and I am going to move on from our losses. I'll tell you right now, the way this team plays, even with the feel good of tonight, they are a team that is probably going to give you a lot of what they've given you in the past, which is between 6, 7, 8, 9 wins.
Might be the worst place to be, right?
That's the thing I was saying. You go on a little win streak and you're 4-4 at the 8-game point. It's like, well, are we improving? Are we getting worse? Or are we just middling away? And
it brings the point, and this is a way bigger picture tonight, because again, I think everybody looked pretty good tonight, and they rallied when Tyreek went down, and they forced turnovers. And as much as you think that might be a gimme from the Jets, you got to go out there and force those turnovers and punch the ball.
You do.
They did those things.
They did do those things. That is a positive.
Well, I have a question. Moving forward, if we continue to see what Tua has done, let's say we have a 7 and however many games it is, 7 and 10 years, 17 games now, or 6 and 11, whatever it may be. Is there a trade market for Tua moving forward? And I hate to bring this up tonight because he played good, but will somebody take that contract with Tua with you think so?
I'll tell you this. Being a Saints fan and watching Spencer Rattler lose his 10th in a row as a starter and struggle to throw for 120 yards. Yeah, there's someone that'll take Tua on just the fact that he's led the league in passing. He's been accurate. And these coaches, I hate to break it to you, they have a lot of hubris. And coaches tell you all the time, I can fix him. I can change him. I see something. Why do you think Mike McDaniel went out there and when there was no market for Zach Wilson, went after Zach Wilson? Because he saw something that he believed he could fix.
Yep.
So there's 1 or 2 coaches out there that say either Tua's the best we got, or we got a lot of extra money, or I can fix him. And they're going to, if they go try to trade him this offseason, or at some point this season, or at some point, there's going to be a market out there. And you might have to take on some money from it too. I mean, you know how the NFL is. Everything's really weird and crazy. But I could tell you this. If the Dolphins win 6, 7 games this year, I don't see how you could sit there and say major changes don't need to be made. What those major changes are, I don't know yet because the season hasn't played out yet. But I would feel as though major changes would have to be made. And when you say major changes, you can kind of figure out where major, you're not getting rid of Tanner Connor. Yeah, that's not the major change that we're going after. So
I think it starts with Greer, and Mike probably goes with him. I think Tua would be the last to go, even though we will see.
I think they're a package deal. I think they're a package deal, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. They've hitched their wagons to each other.
I got two more things for you. If you got to cut me off, just let me know.
No, go ahead.
But number one, where, in your opinion, do you think the problem is on this team? Because we have pieces to be an above-average team. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
And then number two, barring that it's a season-ending injury, has Tyreek played his last game in Miami?
First of all, Marcos, you go ahead. Where do you think the fundamental problem with this Dolphins team is? Not just this year, but with some of the problems we've had over the past couple of years.
Chris
The roster
Greer.
to me is not horrible.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think sometimes, though, the problem is, various decisions that Chris Greer has made. Because even when he has, sometimes it's the decision that he makes that's horrible is the talent that he picks. Whiffing on a Cam Smith, a Noah Igbenogany. The jury's still out on Savinaya, the guard.
The jury's still kind of out on Austin Jackson, if you want to be honest.
Correct. And then when he does secure talent in the draft, he doesn't retain them. We have Christian Wilkins, who he let walk. I know Mika Fitzpatrick had an argument with Brian Flores. That
Javon
Holland. These are plenty of names that we've seen him draft. When he hits, he doesn't retain them. And when he doesn't hit, we spend 4 years trying to develop the guy before we decide, it's not going to work out. So I think it starts with Chris Greer.
Okay. And have we seen Tyreek Hill, in your opinion, in a Dolphins uniform for the last time?
The way Tyreek Hill has been talking, I think we potentially, depending on how bad this injury is, which, by the way, the reason why he was rushed to the hospital is, in the event that there was ligament damage of sorts, obviously that's something they need to deal with. Let's say it is a severe injury. Not only do I think it's the last time we see him in a Dolphins uniform, I think it's the last time we can see him in the uniform at all.
Ooh, okay. I'll be succinct.
Really?
Yeah, I'll be succinct real quick because Mike McDaniel will take up as much time as he possibly can. What I think the problem with this Dolphins team is mental fortitude. You saw it when tough, what's come in like Dan Campbell, when guys like Vic Fangio, when guys like Brian Flores come in and say, no more of this partying, no more of this softness. We're going to be mean. We're going to be nasty. We're going to eat raw meat. We're going to be tough. Every player you heard, oh no, Vic Fangio's a stick in the mud. Blah, 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 blah. Vic Fangio goes to the Philadelphia Eagles and look what he does. So I think it is mental fortitude. And to quote the Miami Heat, I think it's a little bit of the culture. And have we seen Mike McDaniel? We're definitely going to see Mike McDaniel play. Have we seen Tyreek Hill in a Dolphins uniform the last time? No, I don't think so. There's just too much tied in with them. The contract, how would you even have to dump him? You would have to cut him. It's one of those things, I think. Hopefully it's not too serious. And hopefully when I say sooner than later, when I say far sooner, closer to the now than way, way in the future, we see Tyreek Hill back in a Dolphins uniform catching footballs.
Let's hope so. Always wish for everybody to be healthy too. Let's stay healthy, whether you're good or not. Tyreek, we wish you the best. I just think this team underperforms, and as much as I am a Dolphins fan, don't want to take anything away from tonight. Even if we do rip off a few wins, it's a hard thing to do if you're above average, but I think you got to rip that Band-Aid off. This might be an extreme example, but the Chiefs were pretty good with Alex Smith, and they made a change, and it worked out for them. I'm not saying we're going to hit on a guy like Mahomes, but you might have to pull the plug, even when you might not be one of the worst teams in the league. So let's see how that goes. I appreciate you guys' time as always, and have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good night. I understand fortune favors the bold. Sometimes those bold moves make things happen.